How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to the vlog. So as the title says, I crashed my Spark through a tree. Not sure how it happened. Actually, I know how it happened. I'm not sure why it happened. So I'm going to walk you through what happened. I got some video footage of it because I happened to be rolling when it happened. So I'll set you up what will happen. I was out testing the Spark. I had posted a video last night about the Spark not connecting very well through the Android phone. And against my own advice, I went out and tried a different method that someone posted below that said you can connect the Spark controller to your phone via a USB cable. It worked. I actually took it outside and I was making sure it was working. I was hovering it around and flying up and down the back little path here, about 5 foot off the ground. What I didn't realize is that the battery was slowly ticking down and it went into low battery, return to home. Luckily, it had flown underneath some trees and made it to the other side of the trees before it went into low battery, return to home, and went to my return to home point of 300 feet and started to return to home. It returned to home about, I would say, at least 20, no, I wouldn't say 25 yards. I would say 50, 60 feet away from where I was actually standing, where there is a very big tree. And I am sitting there as it's going, return to home, cancel. I'm hitting cancel, I'm hitting cancel, I'm hitting cancel. Finally, I hit the cancel, and then you get these little icons on the left side of the screen where you can cancel your return to home. I'm hitting cancel, I'm hitting cancel. It will not cancel. The actual little red X was there, but I couldn't hit it. It wasn't lit up. So I couldn't cancel it, and this thing says landing. So I'm trying to fly past where it's trying to land, but I don't feel like I have any control. I tilted the camera down to see if I had any control, and when I finally got the camera tilted down and saw where I was coming down through a tree, or right over top of a tree. So I'm still trying to fly this thing away from it, or at least get control over it and try to get away from the tree and land it behind the tree or in front of the tree, but it wouldn't happen. So it came down through the tree, and you'll see in the video the results. So let me load the video. Okay, so I'm going to start the video now, and this is sort of like a reaction video. So here's me just playing around with the Spark. At the time, it was giving me no indications of any type of failure. Doing some pirouettes with it, just searching around with it to see if anything was going wrong with it. Nothing. I started creeping in and out a little bit more at a time. It was giving me obstacle avoidance beeps. It was going beep, 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 but that was because the bottom obstacle avoidance was telling me that I was flying below 3 or 4 feet. And when I raised it up a little bit, around the 5 foot range, it stopped doing it. So flew it around, flew it away from me. I don't know how far it was. I would say moving 25, 30 yards. Flew it back, and this is the tree that I'm telling you about that I kind of landed through. Actually, no, it's the tree to the left. You can't see that from here. So flew it around, did a nice little circle with it, and had no connectivity issues. So I got a little bit more confident with it. And I'm going to fast forward through this so that I'm not, So this is me taking it up to get some aerial to see how it looks, doing some pirouettes. I'll just play that for a couple seconds just in case you want to see video of it, what aerial video looks like. And this is I have this reduced down, by the way. I'm playing this on a smaller screen, so hopefully it looks good. Did some aerial with it, just kind of get some downward shots to see how clear and how nice they look and some in the distance. Okay, I'm going to fast forward a little bit more. Got some more aerial here, more aerial, and then I brought it down. Here's where I landed it under my own control, and I'm trying to land it in this spot. I actually took it off from where you probably can't notice right now, but I also took it off from the path that I'm standing on, right in front of the apartment. So, got it down to the ground, and then I went and did another flyby. So I'm going to fly by again, and I'm going to fast forward this. I'm going to fly by down this path, through under these trees, and down this path, and I turned it around. Now, as I turn it around, excuse me, as I turned it around, here it comes back to me, it goes into return to home mode. And I stopped because I'm trying to cancel return to home mode, but it would not let me cancel return to home mode. As you can see, now the craft is starting to climb to its return to home altitude of 300 feet. So it did that successfully. It climbed to the altitude of 300 feet, and it gets up high, and there it is at its maximum, and now it's starting to land. And it's not in its correct return to home takeoff point. It's actually over top of that tree. So I could see the horizon. So I tilted the camera down, and as you can see here, it's coming down through this tree. This is actually pretty crazy. Hits the tree, tumbles, comes down through the tree, it keeps coming down, coming down, coming down, and I don't know if it's the obstacle avoidance or whatever, but this thing actually managed to fly itself through that tree. maybe that's a good point. And by the way, 0 damage to the spark. Nothing at all. Not even a scratch on it. No, actually I'm lying. There is a scratch on it. There's a tiny little nick in that blade right there. That's the only damage to the spark. So, let me stop this. So let's talk about it. I'll pause this. So, first thing. Return to home kicked in. I'm aware why return to home kicked in. The battery went dead or was dying. The thing that worries me, and I got to figure it out, is why wasn't I able to cancel the return to home? I even tried to cancel, and maybe I'm glad it should have. Maybe I'm glad it did shoot straight up instead of going forward. So I tried to cancel return to home, and I can't remember which drone it was, but you could cancel the return to home altitude climb by pushing on the stick. It would stop it, and it didn't allow that to happen either. So it just went straight up, which was probably a good thing, because then it wouldn't have reached its return to home point. It would have probably, well, maybe not. It would probably flown forward. It would probably have seen the tree in front of it, and then hovered there until I was able to back it off or get it down to the ground. But it went straight up. Once it was up in the air, I am still trying to cancel the return to home, because it's only about, I don't know, 50, no more than 100 feet away from me, over top of the trees, and I'm trying to cancel it. I walked out into the middle of a clearer field to the right where I'm standing, and I tried to cancel it and fly back over the tree and land it, but it wouldn't let me. It just, there were 3 warning icons that said that it was landing, and then I cleared all of those, which meant the screen was accepting my inputs. And then when I'm trying to tap on the X to cancel out of return to home, that X was there, but it was not lit. It was kind of dulled out, and I'm trying to hit it, and it wouldn't do it. So it just came down. Came down to the tree, and like I said, luckily, no damage to the spark at all, but that worries me a little bit, because I'm not sure why that return to home didn't work. If that were out over water, or if that were out over somewhere else, I mean, a tree is a bad thing. Glad I didn't have the prop guards on it, because it probably would have got hung up on one of the prop guards. But I got to figure that out. But I just wanted to show you guys that things do happen. I am one of these guys that, you know, I fly a lot, and I am aware that it's not when you crash, it's not if you're going to crash, it's when you're going to crash. And this was a scary time, because it could have been on top of a roof, it could have been anything, it could have been anywhere when it started to return to home, and it still came down without me being able to take control over. Oh, let me stop this recording. So just wanted to show you that on day two of my having a DJI Spark, I almost crashed into a tree, and it survived. But I will be more cautious and do a little bit more research on how it happened. I know that I went in and checked my return to home points. Actually, we can do that right now, just so I'm not, because if I'm wrong and I have something and I don't have something set up right, I want to be able to own up to it. So I'm going to take the memory card and stick it back in the Spark here. Give me 2 seconds. Because I don't know if, I mean, it will start without the memory card, but I want to get back into it and not forget to put it back into the Spark. Oh, okay. Got the memory card in the Spark. Alright, so let's power the Spark up. Let's power up the controller. And like I said, the USB to controller actually does work. If you guys have a Spark and you have an Android phone, it seems to actually help. Alright, so I'm in. I just got that boop boop, which means that it's connected. So I'm going to go and I'll open it up. I'm going to go into DJI Go here, and I'm sure I'm going to have to do this backwards, I guess, a little bit. Okay, so let's get the focus. So I'm going, oh, hit that. I'm going into DJI Go 4 right now, and as you can see, it says connect, and I do have the latest, doing this backwards, and I do have the latest firmware. You're seeing a refresh rate on that thing, which is crazy. That's a refresh of your, those tiger stripes that refresh the screen. So I'm going to go into this. I'm going to go into Go Fly, and we're going to check my settings real quick. We're going to make sure that I have all of my return to home and everything set correctly. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should just turn this around. Give me a second here, so I can see what I'm doing this way. Okay, let's get it that way. Get the focus. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the aircraft status, which is here, and get that to focus. We're going to wait a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to go into my settings, and we're going to go into the first one, which is your return to home point, current altitude. Ah, that's why I turned return current altitude off. That's why I couldn't cancel out and flying. Didn't realize that was there. Maybe I think I did set that, but there was a firmware update and I had to reset all of my settings after the firmware update. So I'm going to turn that back on because I don't know. That's a dangerous one. So what return to altitude, current altitude means is that you can push forward on the stick and stop it from going up to 300 meters. So let me turn that off while I think about that, because I think 300 meters might be a safe point. But my return to home is 100 meters. My multi-flight modes are enabled, and my beginner mode is off, and my maximum altitude is set to 120. So let's go into advanced and make sure there's nothing in there, which I know there wasn't. Okay, so let's go to obstacle avoidance, and just to show you, I have all of my obstacle avoidance on, and my obstacle avoidance are for aircraft obstacle avoidance ahead of you, which is the top one. It says that it should be able to go up and around trees or whatever. And you got 3D sense or scanning, I guess, for straight ahead of you. I do have it so that I can fly backwards, and I have it set to gesture control. Now on the Mavic, when you do this, there's an advanced menu, and when you go into the advanced menu, there are some more features where it, I guess, it has more obstacle avoidance features. I can't remember how they work, but I'm out of focus now. See if I can get that back in focus. And I believe they're for the precision landing, and that's probably what's missing. That's what's missing. It's for precision landing and lower obstacle avoidance. So this one may not have lower obstacle avoidance. It just got front obstacle avoidance. So that's why it came down to the tree. Mystery solved. So be careful, guys. It does not appear to have bottom obstacle avoidance when return to home or precision landing, because this thing landed a good, I mean, I had to walk and go get it. I would say it was more than 60 feet away from me. So yeah, just wanted to show you that. Almost lost some spark today. I had it for 2 days. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the vlog. I am working on other things. I was actually out there trying to test this thing so I can get it up in the air and give you my opinion on it. But it's been rough. So I'll talk to you soon with more videos about it. Talk to you later. Bye.